need a high-end designer or a lot of money to get a luxe look. Be your own interior designer.
This is Affordable Interior Design, the podcast.
Here's your host, Betsy Helmuth.
This next question comes from Gretchen, and Gretchen is writing from Shoreham. And the exciting thing is that we work in Shoreham. Our amazing designer, Jeannie, is out on the North Fork of Long Island, New York, in Shoreham, designing for us, and she does an amazing job. So if you're looking to transform your beach house into a winter cottage, well, you will want to call us and work with Jeannie. Let's get into it. You write, winter is coming here in the Northeast, and lately I have been wondering about my houseplants. Thoughts like, what is a good plant for my in-home environment? How should I be potting the plants to help them grow and be happy? Where should my plants be placed within rooms in my house to benefit the design of a room and the health of the plant? Is there a design lesson I should follow to make sure that my houseplants have the most happy place for both the plant and my room? Thank you so much for your continued lessons, Gretchen, aka a faithful uploft/affordable interior design disciple. And guys, you may have noticed this month, we are changing out our cover art. So now it says Affordable Interior Design by Uploft. Gretchen, thank you for reminding me to tell everyone that by Uploft is just the name of our new company. So Affordable Interior Design was not a name that was trademarkable. It's too generic. And so other people were able to use our name while not being us. It got to be confusing, and there were other limitations with the name. We were advised a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, to totally change our name to something that nobody else could ever have and get it trademark protected. And that we did. We are now Uploft, same company, same owner, same everything, Uploft Interior Design. We have a division that's called Affordable Interior Design, and we have a division that's called Modern Interior Design. We have a division that's called Office Interior Design, and of course our academy, where we teach people who are inspiring designers, oh my gosh, guys, I need some more coffee, where we teach people who are aspiring designers how to become interior designers that get paid. So all of that is happening within the parent company, umbrella company, larger brand of Uploft. So that's what's going on if you start seeing Uploft around. But the podcast will remain Affordable Interior Design for the foreseeable future. All right, Gretchen, let's get into it. Now, you know, as a faithful, devoted listener, that houseplants are something I am still relatively clueless about, even though I'm very curious, bravely following my curiosity and going to Trader Joe's so that I don't overinvest, but buying houseplants. I have like 30 houseplants right now, and I love them all, and I water them all. And you know what gave me the confidence to buy so many dang houseplants? It was Maria Faella from Bloom and Grow Radio. She's actually changing the name of her podcast right now, I think, to Growing Joy. But I want you to Google Bloom and Grow Radio or Growing Joy. Both of those are her podcasts, and she talks all about houseplants. Additionally, I've had her on this very podcast. She did an episode, I don't know, 6 months ago this summer, all about houseplants that I thought was just amazing. And then I did her podcast, and we talked about pairing the houseplant to your style. So if you are mid-century modern, like our earlier writer, there are specific plants that go really well with that style. And we talk all about that on that show, so you won't want to miss it. But what I can tell you, because after talking with Maria, I was so inspired that I did invest at Trader Joe's. What I can tell you is that the number one thing that I walked away from the podcast thinking about was that if your plant does not have at least some direct sunlight, it is slowly dying. That for me was like game changer, because I would always get these very hardy plants that you could not kill. Plants like a money tree, plants like bamboo, plants like a succulent. And I would just assume that they would be fine. And, you know, they would slowly die over the course of 6 months to a year, depending on which plant. But I always thought I was really getting a lot of longevity out of that even then, especially because I'm somewhat negligent with my houseplants. But I've been putting them in rooms that have faucets. That's the key. So I've been really putting them in bathrooms. I've got plants in my kitchen because then it's a no-brainer. I've got water right there. I've got the plant right there. It's so easy for me to water. And I spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So I love having plants. I've got my fresh herbs in there, my basil, my rosemary. And then I've got some succulents in the window. But I've been dispersing these plants and I have been so successful with just that one tip. Now, Maria has lots more tips, so you want to head over there. But yeah, my 2 takeaways: make sure that your plant has some natural light. And of course, follow the directions. There are plants that need a ton of natural light and some that need less so. And then the other thing is buy cheap plants. So go to Trader Joe's, buy cheap plants, because how many times have I overinvested? When I was staging my home for sale, I just didn't have time, and Trader Joe's only has small plants. I needed really large plants, so I spent $150 per plant. They died within 3 months. I mean, no, 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 no. I'm sure I got more for the sale price because I did that. So I'm trying to just consider it a sunk cost that did get me some return. But in actuality, I don't know if it did. A big thank you to Aton and the Embassy, who wrote our theme song. A shout out to Catherine Heller, who owns the podcast shop and is our editor extraordinaire. We also want to thank Ginny Sunasan and her team at the Savvy Podcast Agency for their help with our social, our YouTube channel, and so much more. We also want to thank Uploft, which is our parent company who supports this podcast. And lastly, we owe a huge debt of gratitude to you. Thank you so much for tuning in and for all your support.